Hello, everyone. We all use AI, and most of the time, it's incredible. It filters your inbox so you don't go into spam. It curates your entertainment so perfectly, it feels it knows you. But sometimes AI misses the mark, spectacularly. Ever search for one obscure fact, and now your feed thinks you are a medieval story scholar, or bought a baby gift online, and now every ad assumes that you are expecting twins? Amusing? Of course, because no harm done. But what happens when AI is just not recommending movies or misreading your shopping habits? If it's deciding who gets a job, who gets a loan, or even a custody of your kids. That's what we are going to talk about, because AI is just shaping your playlist. It's shaping our lives. Because we all want AI to solve problems faster, smarter, and more efficiently. And AI promises exactly that. Used correctly, it's a game changer. And that's exactly what the Dutch government set out to do. Like every other government, they had a problem. Some people apply for benefits they don't deserve, costing taxpayers money. So they thought, what if I use AI to spot fraud patterns? It will be faster, more objective, and more efficient. The perfect use case for AI. Instead of slow manual investigations, AI could scan thousands of cases instantly. A brilliant idea, until it was not. AI was supposed to help investigators, not replace them. It was meant to flag potential fraud, not to declare people guilty. But instead of treating AI as a tool, authorities blindly trusted it and stopped investigating altogether. The result? 26,000 families wrongly accused. Marriages collapsed. People took their own lives. Over 1,000 children were taken out of their parents. People were forced to bankruptcy, and their lives were ruined overnight. And when they asked, why was I accused? The only answer was, because the system detected fraud. Pay now, complain later. Not because of actual fraud, just because the AI said so. The scandal was so catastrophic that the Dutch government had to resign. Not one minister, not one department, the entire government. Now imagine this was not the government, it's your company. Let me be clear. This did not happen because AI was a bad idea. It was not happening even because the system was misprogrammed. It happened because a brilliant idea was wrecked by poor governance and lack of strategy. Now, let's be honest. Most of us like to think that this happens to other companies or elsewhere. Do you know exactly how your AI is being used in your company? Can you guarantee no system is making decisions like this? If an AI failure happens right now, would you even know? Because the biggest mistake is not using AI. Is assuming that these failures only happen to someone else. So what went wrong in this situation? Some people think that AI can do everything. But here's the thing. AI has limits. The Dutch system was never built to make final decisions. It was designed to detect potential fraud, not declare people guilty. Like a metal detector at the airport. It beeps, security checks. You don't tackle someone to the ground just because they are using a belt buckle. But exactly that's what happened. And this was not just an off mistake, it's a pattern. AI is often designed for one purpose, then it's pushed beyond its limits. If AI predicts well, let's assume it's right. If it's right so often, why shouldn't it decide? And if it decides, why should I question it? It's a spiral, and a dangerous one. So ask yourself, do you know exactly the limits of the AI systems you are using? Does your team? When you bought it, did the vendor tell you what you can't do? Did you ask? And if you are the one selling AI, are you being upfront upon its limits? In this case, the Dutch case, The AI made decisions. The Dutch government obeyed without question. No one stopped to ask, why is it flagging so many people? Are these accusations correct? It's like following your GPS anywhere just because it says turn left. But at some point, someone, anyone, should have stepped in. But no one did. Now, would we? Questioning AI, human-centric AI, human in the loop, it's easy saying, until you are the one doing it, until it's your job on the line. Imagine you are a doctor. AI delivers a diagnosis instantly, faster, and with more precision. Do you have the confidence to say, I think the machine is wrong? Will you take the risk of being wrong, or you will follow the machine? Or if you are a bank employee, a client applies for a loan, the AI flags them as high risk. Are you willing to override the decision and take the responsibility if it goes wrong? Here's the hard truth. People don't challenge AI if they are not trained or empowered to it, if they don't understand how it works. So yes, human oversight is essential, but it's not enough to say it. It has to be real. And that's your job as a leader. Are your teams trained to challenge AI? Do they even have the authority to override it? In this case, people lost their homes, their children, their futures. And when they asked why to the Dutch authorities, the answer was always the same, because the system detected fraud. But how? We don't know. Or worse, it's the result of millions of data points processed to give the most accurate answer. It sounds impossible, right? But it happened. A system making critical decisions and no one explaining how. It happened. So are you sure this is not happening with you in your company? Every AI decision your company is making, can it be explained to your customers, to a regulator, to your shareholders? If you had to prove that your decision was fair, have you ever asked your AI vendor to guarantee explainability, or did you just assume that the machine is always right? Most of the cases flagged by the detector of the Dutch authorities were minorities. Families wrongly labeled as fraudsters simply because the system saw a pattern. I bet you think this just happened because someone in the system programmed AI to discriminate. But that's not how things happen. AI does not choose to discriminate. Just copy your own mistakes. And this is not a one-off case. It's happening everywhere. Credit scoring, where AI assumes certain groups are risky. Hiring, where AI filters out CVs, as we saw, based on gender, race, or sexual orientation. So did you know that AI has this potential to discriminate? Are you willing to take the risk? And if not, what kind of steps do you take to prevent it? And who was responsible for this disaster? The AI developers? Maybe. The bureaucrats who implemented it? Possibly. The politicians who trusted it blindly? Probably. The answer? Everyone. And no one. Because when responsibility is not clear, it's easy to assume that someone else is in charge. And that's how bad decisions go unquestioned and mistakes become disasters. Who buys and uses AI in your company? Do they actually understand the risks? If something goes wrong, what's the plan? Is there a chain of command, or is everyone in your company assuming that someone is in charge? And if no one is in charge, what are you waiting for? We already seen that AI can go wrong. That only makes one thing more important. It must be robust, and it must be safe. And let me be clear. I'm not naive. I know businesses want to sell more, to scale faster, and maximize profits. I know that, and that is fine. But I also know that good leaders care about the trade-offs they make. And with AI, there are always trade-offs. You need to understand the risks, the impact, the footprint your AI is leaving. A good test is simple. Would you want to be on the receiving end on the AI systems that you are using? If not, would you trust them? So, should we fear AI? No. Should we throw it away? Absolutely not. AI is a revolution. It's creating opportunities. It's redefining how we work, compete, and live. But let's be clear. AI alone is not the advantage. The real game changer is how you use it. And talking about AI risks, as I'm doing now, is not about holding back innovation. It's about unblocking AI full potential, safely, strategically, and powerfully. So what to do? Work with experts who don't just build AI, but help you to use it to win. Have a strategy. AI needs direction. And there are rules, so make sure you are legally covered. From governance to risk management, from compliance to accountability. I'm a lawyer, I'm biased, but please make sure you are legally covered. AI is not just a tool. It's the most powerful force for change we ever built. It can solve the impossible, can reinvent industries, and amplify human potential. But AI itself does not decide how it's used. That is precisely your job. The future won't be built by those who fear AI, I'm sure. But the future will not also be built by the ones who blindly trust it. It will be led by those who take control, set the right standards, and make AI work for them. So, will you use AI to create, to innovate, and to lead? If that is the case, let's talk. Thank you.